Hi, travelers. This is Tara, and I'm going to be doing the reading in just a moment, but I have to make an announcement. I'm not going to be posting any videos for January 2026 because I'm taking the whole month of December off. So just know that. I'll be back in February with February's readings. Okay, so I have with me today the Radiant White deck, the La Vida Sibila for clarification should we need, and I'm pulling two cards, oracle cards. I'm pulling the angel answers and or the romance angels in case it's a relationship reading. There we go. I think I'm moving too fast for the camera. Here is the second one, romance angels. So let's turn the camera around and get started with the reading. I've already done some meditation and shuffling on your sign and glyph. Let's put another rifle and shuffle on the deck. Let's cut the cards. This will be 9 cards down. Here you go. The Two of Cups. The Three of Wands. The Page of Pentacles. Next row, the Lovers. The Eight of Wands. I said it to myself. Looks like somebody is gonna go on a trip and leave somebody behind. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that like maybe somebody has to travel for their job. Okay. The King of Wands. Last row, the World card. Indeed. The Four of Swords. And finally, the Temperance card. What is over the entire reading, the whole energy? It is the King of Swords. So there's my air card. What do I have in the spread proper itself? I have 3 wands, 1 cup, 1 pentacle. 3 wands, 1 cup, 1 pentacle, 1 sword, and 3 major arcana cards. Your cups represent your emotional quotient, how you feel about a person, situation, or thing, a place. The wands represent your focus, passion, determination, usually in conjunction with your work or career. Pentacles talk about either money or the doing of something. The major arcana cards are your spiritual lessons. So let's start in the center because we have this 8 of Wands. And 8s are usually karmic numbers that have to do with money, and this card is known as Mercury in Sagittarius. Mercury is going to go direct back into Sagittarius, I think tomorrow, if not today, tomorrow. So this can be about message coming in, communications, about travel, especially like long distance travel, usually in conjunction with your career or work. But it also has the connotation of being arrows of love, meaning that you can meet somebody and fall in love with them very quickly. Here are these wands. We don't know where they're coming from and we don't know where they're going to. So what the card counsels is that hang on because the energy is going to go very fast, whatever this deals with. So that's what everything happening around the card. The cards are read past, present, future, past, present, future, past, present, future, with the interplay of the cards. I don't have any more repeater numbers. No. So here is the Two of Cups across the past row. The Two of Cups deals with a partnership. Sometimes it deals with love, a couple, but it doesn't have to be a romantic couple. It can be like a business partner. It could be someone that you care about a whole lot, where you get along just great, like you respect each other, you listen to each other's thoughts, you give the other person room to grow. Sometimes your health can even improve because we have the Caduceus symbol right there. But more than anything, Two of Cups counsels that you should balance your masculine and feminine energies within yourself. Oh, this damn camera. Mercury, I know Mercury is coming back. Let me start over. Not start over. Let me close it down and come back. Okay. Hopefully, there we go. Now we move over to the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is a card about perhaps maybe 3 people being involved. It's about plans, negotiations. It could even be about travel. But because of the 3, there may be 3 people involved. So it says that if there may be some delays before future successes can be realized. But it's about planning. If we look at the card, we see the guy standing on a bluff, looking out over the bluff. He's obviously made some type of decision, but we don't know if he's going to go forward with it because of the third one right there. So he has to wait until you see the ships on the water. So that's like having to set your ships out to sail and wait for them to come back with news. Or you're waiting for them to dock and you receive the news about all your business plans or what you wanted to do. Is it going to be successful? Next, we have the Page of Pentacles. And the pages are always simply just messages to me. So this is about an incoming message of either financial in nature or the doing of something. So I said, to me, it looks like somebody is going to go on a trip, possibly related to business. Okay. Next, we come to the Lover's card. Now, the Lover's card is interesting. Most people think it deals with soulmates, but sometimes it can represent mismatched energies. Like you're with somebody and your energies don't match up. But more than anything, it's about a choice. That's what the Lover's card is about. So the card says, if you have to make a choice, think about it very hard because it's going to have far-reaching consequences. Because once you close a door on one choice, another opens up. And you can't go back to the before choice. Okay? Here we have the King of Wands. This is a fire sign male. He can be Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. He's usually the entrepreneurial male businessman. So usually he might be light complected, have red hair or freckles in some way. He usually is somebody who has a lot of irons in the fire. So he's like a businessman. So he makes lots of decisions and has people working underneath him, doing things for him. But then we come to the Wheel of Fortune. It's a 10 card. And all 10s speak about major changes. This is a major life change about to happen right here. So I don't know what who's gonna leave, who's gonna say, what's gonna happen. But usually when the Wheel of Fortune shows up, it's a major life change. And the Wheel of Fortune is all about going with the ebb and flow of life. It's about the ups and downs, what happens in life. Like, you know, once you're at the top of the wheel, eventually it's going to turn and go to the bottom. And then it'll go back up again. So it's about taking things in stride, whatever happens. Sometimes there is a family planning thing that comes up with this. I don't know. By family planning, I don't know. I mean, it might be about the decision to have children or not. Doing family plans or planning something for the family. Okay? Family plans is kind of a tricky phrase. But then suddenly, we have the Four of Swords. And fours represent a stable foundation. So things are okay right now. But I think something happens here with the Four of Swords. Somebody doesn't contact you, or you don't contact them, you don't hear from them, or you don't talk to them. And maybe there was some kind of conflict or some kind of disappointment or some kind of resentment or bitterness. Because before it was a four, there are three swords. And the Three of Swords always speak about some kind of stab to the heart. Emotionally, at least you think so, because it's a sword. Swords represent thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, ideas, and communication. And so the Three of Swords says that somebody may have said something that hurt you. You may feel betrayed. And so there's a break in communication. And this is interesting because we have the Mercury in Sagittarius. And Mercury is going to go direct into Sagittarius, I think, tomorrow. So I think something happens around this time. You may lose contact with the person, or you may not. You may miss a call or something. But the card says, don't worry. You need to rest, relax your mind, meditate on what's going on, what's happening. Because I call this the ghosting card. Ghosting, Ghosting, where you like disappear off the scene for some reason. That's not even a real person. That's an effigy. But once you get your mind right, you're ready to pick up your fourth sword and maybe talk about it. So the last card is the Temperance, which represents moderation. Having the right amount of emotion and logic. It's about cooperation. It's the reconciliation of opposites. What I mean by that is you may want to fight with somebody, but moderate your emotions and your thoughts and your speech and maybe not do it. It talks about moderation in all things, economy in all things, finances, communication, emotions. So you see that the Temperance angel has his foot in the water and one on land. So it's a balance of emotion and logic, being grounded. Now I have these two kings, and there is a play on the two kings. That two kings represent a good business deal. So I don't know if this is a partner of yours, a business partner, a romantic partner, a spouse, but I definitely see some travel. I think someone is made an offer, a job offer, and they have to think about it. It's a choice. And so they have to, I think, have to do what they feel is best, either for them or the family. So the King of Swords can be an air sign male, a Gemini, a Libra, or Aquarius. He is usually, like as a profession, he might be a doctor, a surgeon, a policeman, a soldier, a chef, a researcher, a scientist, somewhere where sharp tools are needed to get the job done, or keen intellect. And this could be him about his business. So I do feel that this is the same man in two different aspects. But I don't know what is happening here with the Four of Swords. So I'm going to pull some Sibilas, and maybe it can tell us, show us. Because to me, that is a break in communication. And the other thing about the Temperance card is to have patience. Because you may have to change your mind about something. What's the Four Swords trying to tell us? The most important man in your life. He can be a business partner, a friend, a brother, a spouse, alegria, which talks about meeting with friends, usually in some kind of public space, but also says be careful, because if someone is trying to befriend you and you don't know them that well, they could be a fair weather friend. And the Messaggere. Now this card, these are 14th century cards, so there's no card for specifically for the internet or something like that, but it says that you're gonna receive a message from far away. Usually this happens within a week. Okay, so this is something coming in. It doesn't tell me what kind of message. It could be a text message, an email, a phone call, a letter, a package. But it's saying that you're going to receive something. You're going to receive some kind of information. I think that's kind of weird, because I know that Mercury is going retrograde tomorrow in Sagittarius. So it says Sagittarius rules all things far away, like foreign. Okay? So that's what it says. Now, I'm going to look at the cards and see if I can get any more information out of... I can't look at the core cards, but I can look at the Two of Cups, the Three of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and the Four of Swords as it relate to the Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Temperance card. Okay? And get some more information. Two of Cups. Next to the Lovers, it says a soulmate relationship or twin flames. But I always tell people you have to be careful with twin flames energy. One person is always chasing and the other person is always running. And sometimes it's not meant for you to literally be together. Even though you may gel, something happens and you don't get together. That's because you have a karmic soul contract. There's something you're supposed to do together, and usually it involves healing yourself, because the other person is a mirror that shows you something about yourself. Okay? Three of Wands. I do Akashic Records reading and find out what the soulmate contract is and tell you about it. You can go to my website to see it. As a matter of fact, I didn't type in my website. So let's do the Three of Wands. The website is HiddenLotusTarot.com. Three of Wands next to the Wheel of Fortune tells you to have that having a positive attitude will bring about positive results. Okay? Eight of Wands. With the Lovers is an indication that genuine love and affection is around you. It tells of the future being discussed and promises given and made. It implies that there is genuine warmth, companionship, and honest conversations. You are asked to appreciate it and make the most of it. There are promises to be kept and made. That's good. And finally, we look at the Four of Swords. With 3 core cards, I'm going to say there are 3 because even though this one doesn't fall in the spread proper itself, it does count. I have the Page of Coins, the King of Wands, and the King of Swords. With 3 or more core cards, the Four of Swords indicate that there are some misunderstandings and difficulties within current relationships. Is a message not to proceed with any new ventures or relationships unless you feel absolutely secure, and it's most important to check the fine details before proceeding, as there is a possibility of difficulties arising. So that's that. I think something is going to happen because I feel that there is this gap in communication, and I feel that somebody may have some kind of misunderstandings, or you were promised something and it doesn't happen. So this card counsels to moderate your emotions. So let me pull a Romance Angel card. Focus on the question, and we'll see if the Romance Angel cards will answer. I'm not saying that this is going to happen to you specifically because I'm reading for so many people. If you recognize this situation or happens to you, you can always book a reading on my website and find out your exact situation. That's pretty cool. It says honeymoon. Again, I can't promise this is for everybody. So let's read. Let's read what it says. This card indicates the need for a getaway to nurture romantic love. The specific application of this message depends on who is inquiring. For some, this has a literal meaning. You are going away with your new spouse following your wedding. For those already in a long-time partnership, this card speaks to reigniting the spark by taking a romantic holiday. It can also indicate a honeymoon period of a new relationship. And still for others, this card indicates that you will meet someone special while on vacation. You know, you can travel the world. So that's what I have for you for December 2025. Good luck. I wish you well. Bye.